Scorpio, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say I love you. I appreciate you so very much for coming back, okay? If you're brand new to the channel, I am JT. Like I always say, sometimes these cards, they'll line up with circumstances in our lives. Sometimes they don't. Don't hate the reader. Just leave it for somebody else. Do keep in mind that I always start my readings with haiku poems. It's a really cool way to kind of get in a meditative state and to just go right into the reading, okay? All right, I'm going to shuffle up and talk about the categories. Scorpio, I wish for you health, wealth, peace, stability. I hope that your desires are coming forth, okay? And I hope for a better shuffle. All right. If you'd like to fast forward through all of it, that's fine. Maybe one more shuffle and we'll talk about the categories. All right, here we go. Okay, Scorpio, let's take a look at your current energy. Sweet. Your crossing challenge. We're going to look at the foundation. Take a look at recent past, possibilities, the near future. We're going to look at the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, the outcome, and the direction. Really cool. Okay, Scorpio, this is definitely going to be interesting for you. I want you to take a look at these haiku poems. Get ready. We'll talk about this reading. Okay, Scorpio, generally, when we start the reading off with the Ace of Cups, we always assume it's about this love connection. And the truth is I almost jumped into that and said, okay, here we go. Here's the story. But I had to take a second look. And the emotion that I'm going to try to explain to you before we get into this reading is that I feel like, and I don't normally call out gender specific, but this is about a woman. So if you're a masculine watching this, hopefully it's the cross watching. You're watching for this woman because you should. This energy is really intense. And the reason I say that is I feel like she's caught between something that she has built, a business of some kind, something she can be very proud of here. And she's already been through all the emotions of relationships and things. And I got I'm still doing it. I got goosebumps. It's like I got a feeling there's so much respect. Um, it's earned respect for this woman here, okay? And so what I'm saying is that she's now caught in a choice. There's somebody re-entering, and I feel like it's a masculine. It doesn't have to be, could be a feminine as well, but there's the masculine energy is entering back into her life, and now she's caught in this decision. Do I be selfish? Do I allow this thing to happen? So if you're into this reading, we'll talk about it, okay? Like I said, the Ace of Cups. We started off with the Ace of Cups. It's you're finally in your power here, you know, and this is what I was picking up on, okay? This is the love of my career versus, I don't know, maybe the love who won't let go. Okay. And now this may apply to you, it may not, but just hear me out here. Okay. So we're talking about there's definitely a new emotional chapter about to begin here, or it's already started for some of you. Okay. And I don't know, maybe you felt stable without them. Okay. No more of the chasing. You didn't wait. You know, you rebuilt yourself. Okay. And I'll tell you all about that in these cards. But, and it's that it's what's pulling the masculine back in, and it's got this charging, this thriving, loss kind of energy here. It's like, you're emotionally open, but you're not desperate. Okay. And this is you pouring into your career. It's, and this guy, this, there I go again with the gender specific. It's just coming out. So I'm just going to read it as it is. Okay. This guy is pouring into regret here. Okay. You're softening up in the private life, in the public sector, and he's drafting up messages that he didn't send, and I just feel like you sense that, energetically. Maybe you knew this before, he showed up here. Okay. This could apply to some of you. This might get very specific. So just take what resonates with you here. Okay. And so it's got the, I'm not choosing you, or she's not choosing him. Right. But she's not done with him either. Okay. So it has both, feminine and masculine energy here. And to me, it is like, I'm still getting goosebumps here. It's like, it's so mature, but yet it's receptive, discerning. It's overwhelmed by feelings that maybe he thought he had buried. Okay. And so I don't know, some of you might be seeing synchronicities around this, like 1313. That's the perfect number for this. This is like the new emotional chapter, because you've changed. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're going to talk about this challenge card. Okay. This is how the story kind of starts to unveil for me here. It's like, while you're in the process of balancing out like your career, your identity, um, the possibility of letting someone back in, I don't feel like was even in your chart, right? And so this masculine at the same time was balancing at that same time the desire, and maybe there was this fear of disrupting your life. Okay. And so now in that energy, it's got like, I'm torn between, ambition and intimacy. Okay. He's torn between his pride and being vulnerable here, but I feel like you're not wanting to lose any momentum that you've got. Okay. So maybe you're afraid that, I don't know, he's going to distract you in some way, and, I don't know, maybe she's afraid she's just going to outgrow him. Okay. And I am so specific with the gender. I have never done this. You can go back and look at any of my readings. I never do this, but it's like, I got to take a drink. Hang on. I feel like I know you, whoever you are, whoever I'm speaking to. I feel like I know you. I know something about your story. Your energy is really just, it's making me speak here. Okay. Um, you're juggling opportunities. This is like your mindset. Okay. And he's fucking he's juggling all the courage that he can muster up. Okay. You're not sure that you can trust maybe him with this new life that you've got. Okay. And so there's this very, I don't know. I got this soft landing line, Um, it, I feel like somebody's definitely finally seeing the truth here. Okay. For some of you, you may resonate with like spirit animals, and I'm picking up on like the hawk here. Okay. This is clarity that's coming. Okay. The hawk does represent clarity. So I feel like about the time you got your mind on something else, some of your projects, whatever you're doing, you're about to hear some information. Okay. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on into this, Eight of Swords energy. Okay. This is the foundation card. And now this is why I'm kind of suggestive of all this. Your success, it all came from you breaking away from the old emotional prisons. Okay. This is so mature. It embarrasses me. Okay. It's like, you're not going to go back. Okay. And so even the masculine energy here, it's like, I fear that I'm going to lose you for good. Okay. Because I feel like they felt that shift in you, and they knew this. Okay. You freed yourself, from waiting, and he's stuck back there in, the replayville of what I didn't say, what I should have done. I should have performed. Okay. And so, he's scared that he's going to lose that chance with you, that mental stuck, and, I, I kind of sense a little bit that you don't want to, you don't want to repeat any of these old patterns, and, I know he's got the energy like, damn, I screwed this up. I don't know if she's ever going to even give me another shot. shot again. So he's like, he's panicking. Okay. But I do feel like you're being cautious with this. You are entertaining this idea. Okay. Uh, I don't know. You could be seeing objects like rings. They represent commitment, fear, desire, all of those things, coming at the surface at this time. I could be referring to the masculine here in his dreams. You know what I'm saying? So just take what fits. But now we've got this recent past energy, and it just keeps going. It keeps going. I just keep feeling your energy. There's a little bit of teeth in this, so just give me a chance here to explain. But you know, I feel like this woman, she overgave. I used to wait on you. I'm speaking for you here. I don't know. You kind of felt like you hoped at the time. I'm guessing SOB may have come to your lips. It's like I'm waiting on this guy to explain himself. What's up? The breadcrumbs. And that's about the time I feel like there was just major shift, this balance that took place in you. It was like I'm choosing myself. I'm going to invest in myself. I am I don't know, headstrong. You're focused into your career. The reason I can say that is because when we move on, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So there's definitely a graduation. That means money, finances, uh, everything in that shift. Okay, and so he realized that he wasn't in your orbit anymore. Okay, and so I don't know. At that time, I felt like someone was definitely confronting some parts of themselves that they had avoided pretty hard. Okay, and you knew this, right? And so I'm feeling your energy too. It's just a sad regret, let go, for your own peace, your own safety here. And so, when we move on into the possibilities, okay, we got this Queen of Cups, and that's what I'm saying. It's like this is where you became. This is where when you invested back into yourself, you became magnetic. Okay, and this energy, this charge, this spark, um, this is what forged those boundaries for you. Okay, you know, um, I don't know. He was feeling because you're aligned now. Um, maybe I think I can open up. Okay, maybe I can feel a little bit safer. I don't know. Maybe because he was watching your socials or just your progress and what you were doing. Okay, and so maybe during this time he might have confessed something to you, and so maybe you felt, I don't know, intuitively like, I don't know, maybe you felt a little more anchored because you were in this position of you invested in yourself. And so I don't know, I kind of get like this kind of boosted your ego in a way here. And I don't mean this with disrespect, but I feel like, it made you feel a little irresistible, which in turn brought out his honesty. And so you were kind of like feeding off that energy back and forth, at this time. That's definitely like crossing into some kind of a new emotional phase that you were stepping into there, intuition side, the safety in your own progress. Okay. The ebb and flow, that's what the Queen of Cups represents, the ebb and flow. And that's what you were in. So just take what fits here. Okay. Now look, this Four of Cups energy here, you know, uh, this isn't because you didn't want him, right? But I feel like this was about this situation that could derail all of the progress that you made here. Okay, excuse me. I just feel like um, you're thinking twice about replying back at that time or now or whatever this is talking about, whatever particular scene in the life that you were in. But this is like, I wonder if he's sincere when he texted. Maybe it was a slow text. Maybe it was just a conversation that you had. And so, yeah, that fear of losing momentum, fear of losing yourself. Okay. And so he's at that time, the same thing. It's like, she's definitely gone. She's out of here. She's successful now. She's just way too cautious with our conversations. So the timing was very delicate at this particular situation. So, you know, um, it matters here, and I'm trying to phrase this so gently for you, but this matters in this situation. Okay. As far as synchronicities around this card, this is like, songs from years ago, um, something about history, he's thinking about the history, songs like that. Okay. Maybe you're having lots of deja vu at this time. Like I said, I don't know, take what resonates with you, but I'm going to move on into the self. And we have this Four of Pentacles. Okay. This is you again, like I said, protecting your empire. It's protecting everything that you've built. The stability that this person, this woman, this freaking awesome feminine here. I am like I said, I just feel so I'm very delicate about the way I'm speaking, because this person earned this success, so it's cautious, right? With your energy, with your time, um, your momentum, your progress that you're making, the independence that you've gained from all of this, your boundaries. And so in this energy, that's where I'm picking up also that possibility of love. And it's quietly it's not haunting you, but I feel like it is definitely in there to where it's like you may be seeing this person's name again, in a particular show that you watch or something like that, or songs again, as far as synchronicities are concerned. Maybe you've seen their name in, social media, Facebook or Instagram, something like that, but something popped up here. Okay. And so I think your energy is definitely still entwined with this person. Okay. Um, so anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the environment now. The Seven of Pentacles energy that's showing up. This is him. Okay. This is this masculine. He's evaluating everything. How can I fit into this life that she's built? Can I match anything that she's done? Will my apology be enough? Will the understanding be reciprocated? He's watched your success. Okay. And I feel like, there's an intimidation factor here. He's checking out your glow up, and so he's thinking about this long-term life, about what commitment meant to you, about what commitment means to him. Um, he's thinking to himself, I don't want to lose you again. Right. So, um, I don't know. This is like two on the nose here. Okay. Um, anytime, like, maybe within, like, I don't know, like 3 to 6 weeks, something like that. I feel like this message, you're going to know this. This is the point where something definitely is going to shift. I say that because, in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, you've got the Sun card here. Okay. We're talking about fire here, energy, and we're not. This doesn't have to apply, but Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they could be in your timeline. But what I mean by this fire energy is that there's a spark here. There's something that's about, I don't know. You want joy, okay, but it's like, I don't want to sacrifice any of, at what cost. What's this going to cost me? You know, and he wants you. But he's fearing like he's way too late. Okay, and so in this card, this Sun card, there's joy. There's hope, right? There's hope that maybe he's changed. But there's also like that fear that he maybe is not. You want the clarity. You're not going to settle for disappointment anymore. And I know this. So it's like he hopes you're just going to let him in. Okay. And I know you want love. And I also know that there's also a part of you that craves success. This is that you've had to be selfish to regain your sovereignty here. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't a warning. It's kind of like clarity, and I'm going to guide you through it. This last part here, the outcome and the direction. Scorpio, I'm like just flabbergasted at this reading. It's so much, it's so freaking mature, and I feel like I'm speaking to a queen or something here. Somebody very important. I'm not sure who this is for, but you're important regardless. Like I said, you don't even have to be the CEO. That's not what I meant, But I'm just saying, the Three of Cups is reunion, okay? But this is definitely on your terms, okay? And he's going to return knowing, you're going to witness the respect that he has for what you've built for yourself. Okay. um, and you're not going to have to abandon yourself. Okay. There's definitely going to be a message that's coming in here. This is reciprocated. This is an agreement here. And so I feel like if there was any advice, it's, just do what you've done. You've stayed grounded. If you let this person in slowly, I feel like you're going to celebrate some kind of success here. Okay. This has safety in it. Okay. And he's definitely choosing the effort in this card. It's your discernment, of course. Okay. But I feel like there's definitely sweetness that is about to return here. Okay. It's not about sacrifice at all. Okay. This is beautiful. Scorpio, it's like, I don't know, you don't have to choose between the life you built here, and this love that's still pulling at you. You've already grown. You're stable. Um, you're definitely someone to be proud of. Your own self. So I'm like, I understand your hesitancy here, but I really feel like this person is not here to derail you in any way. I feel like it's just the opposite. They've come back in to match you. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio, this is like really cool. I am so blessed to have this reading. Like I said, I actually looked at it 2 or 3 different ways, and I'm like, your energy just pushed out at me and said, hey, can you please tell this story? Because I feel like you don't want to feel selfish, but you have every damn right, to whoever Miss Thang I'm speaking to. You have every damn right. I don't feel like this person like betrayed you in any way, other than the fact that you've been there before, and perhaps you were in another relationship, a marriage, or some kind of long lasting relationship. This could apply to some of you it may not, but I just feel like you've really balanced yourself out, and this person really wants to show you, I think, that they mean business. So anyway, Scorpio, I love you. I hope this was confirmation, clarity for others. Anyway, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, would you? Anyway, give some love to the reader. All right, I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope I get to see you on the next readings. All right, bye bye.